It's a beautiful night in Boston for Game 2 of a 4-game series between the Minnesota Twins and the Boston Red Sox. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, and welcome to Red Sox Baseball. When the season began, the Red Sox had not one but two all-star closers to choose from. As it worked out, Joel Hanrahan would begin the year in that role, and then Andrew Bailey took over when Hanrahan was hurt the first time. Now neither is available. Last night, Joel Hanrahan walking off the mound after he had given up a home run earlier, here pitching to Justin Morneau when he feels something in the forearm, and he walks off the mound and out of the game. Today, we learned after an MRI that it is not torn, but it is strained, and he'll be placed on the DL for the Red Sox. And as it turns out, Alan Webster is called up from Pawtucket. The closer now will be Shinichi Tozawa. Also part of this move will send Felix Dubrat to the bullpen. He is available tonight, as Webster will get the start here tomorrow. We welcome in Jerry Remy. And Jerry, I guess the selection process, there were some guys to choose from, but John Farrell and the Red Sox deciding on Shinichi Tozawa.
Well, I think the reason for that, Don, is because he comes in the ball games, he can throw strikes, he has three pitches to work with, his fastball, his split-fingered fastball, curveball, has the ability to strike guys out and does not walk people. And the fact is he's a guy that they can use 2 or 3 days in a row. Uehara has done it in the past, but he's not a guy that they want to go to 2 days in a row. So that leaves Tozawa, and I think Tozawa has the makeup to be able to do this job while the other two fellas are on the disabled list.
Well, last night was certainly a long ball game, but a fun ball game as the Red Sox walk off the win. A big night for Stephen Drew. We're back to talk more about Stephen Drew right after this. He's had 2 career walk-off hits. One of them was a home run. Fly ball to left field. Back goes Doman. He is onto the warning track. It's off the wall. Red Sox will win. Saltalamacchia is in. It takes 11. But the Sox win at 6-5. What a night for Stephen Drew. Indeed, it was a special night last night at Fenway Park, and especially for Stephen Drew, who started the year on the 7-day DL with a concussion. It took him a long time to come around timing-wise, but he is back now.
Well, it was so nice to see last night for Stephen Drew because, you know, one thing he's done throughout this slump that he's been offensively is play very good defense for the Red Sox. So to see him partake in a win last night and getting that extra base hit at the end of the game, of course, the home run earlier in the ball game, and then the game winner, that was special for Stephen Drew because everybody likes to be part of the offense and help teams with walk-off wins, and that's exactly what Drew did last night. Remember, this guy had very little spring training. He's still got a minimal amount of at-bats during the season, so he's starting to come on now, and last night was very big for him.
Well, with more on Stephen Drew, here's a third member of our broadcast team, Jenny Dell.
Including his walk-off double last night, Stephen Drew has now driven in the winning run in the last Red Sox 4 wins. And with that, it brings us to our Geico quote of the day, and it's brought to us by John Farrell. And he was talking about Stephen Drew's continued success. He said he's been swinging the bat much better of late. Over the last 10 days or so, it's almost like the end of spring training for him with the number of at-bats he's starting to compile. And you'll see his timing getting better and better, Don.
Last night, Ryan Dempster was available in the pen. Tonight, he makes the start. 2-2 on the season. Last year, he was 2-0 against the Twins. We're back with the first pitch for Fenway right after this. By Dunkin' Donuts, Kia, Nissan, and by Southwest Airlines. Welcome back to Fenway Park as the Red Sox take the field tonight, led by their starting pitcher Ryan Dempster on a beautiful night from Fenway Park. Let's check out the Twins batting order. It's brought to you tonight by Jordan's Furniture. Jamie Carroll leads it off. He's at shortstop with Joe Mauer, the DH tonight. Josh Willingham is in left field batting third with Justin Morneau at first base. Trevor Plouffe is at third base. Ryan Domit does the catching. He bats sixth. Chris Parmelee is in right field so far this season on the road. He's got 3 homers and 8 RBIs. It is Wilkin Ramirez in center field batting eighth, and Brian Dozier at second base bats ninth. As for the Red Sox, FW Webb takes us down the pipe for the season numbers for tonight's starter Ryan Dempster, his 7th start of the year. 2-2 with a 3.00 earned run average. He's logged 36 innings, got 47 strikeouts in 36 innings, and opponents hitting at 189 against Dempster. Of course, last night he was available in the pen, but tonight he's the starter.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you on Nesson by Southwest Airlines. They are 7th in the American League with 16 errors in 32 games. Will Middlebrooks will be at third base. Stephen Drew, the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second, and Mike Napoli, the first baseman. Left to right, Johnny Gomes, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Shane Victorino. And David Ross doing the catching for Dempster.
Umpiring crew tonight, Jeff Nelson has a play calling the balls and strikes with Ed Hickox at first base. Lance Barksdale at second base, and Corey Blazer is the umpire at third. Tonight's game is available in Spanish by pushing the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
The beautiful conditions tonight at Fenway Park, 64 degrees as we get it started. In from right field, a breeze of 14 miles per hour. And the forecast for more of the same tonight. Clear skies above Fenway Park as on a cloud in the sky as we get it started. You see the breeze above, and David Ross fires the ball down to second base, and we're good to go for game 2 of this 4-game series. Long one last night, but the Red Sox winning in 11 innings as they take game 1 of the series, and Boston securing their 21st win of the year. Come into tonight's action at 21-11, top the American League East, and they have the most wins in the major leagues. Dempster stares in as he gets ready against Jamie Carroll. Leads it off. And the first pitch of the ball game is in there for strike one, and we're underway. Jamie Carroll hitting at .321. No home runs and 3 runs batted in. Carroll will send one foul down the right field line, out of play.
I think one of the reasons Carroll in that leadoff spot tonight, he's got a .429 career average against Ryan Dempster.
Carroll spending a good amount of time in the National League. He's a member of the Colorado Rockies. Of course, Ryan Dempster is spending a good amount of time in the National League as well. 0-2 pitch from Dempster. And it's up and away for ball one. Red Sox are the best record in the majors. Tied for their 8th best start in club history in the first 32 games of the year. On the ground softly. Napoli will need the pitcher. Dempster is there. Throw is a little bit behind him. He had to reach back to get it, but able to grab it and tag the bag for the out.
Yeah, nice play by Dempster covering first base, because you're right, Don. He had to reach back quite a bit. Napoli with the underhand flip. It's going to be to the glove side right there of Dempster. He's able to make the catch, check out the bag, tag it, and get the first out of the ball game.
One out as Joe Mauer checks in. Joe, the DH tonight after catching the first game of the series. He hits at .291 with 2 homers and 9 runs batted in. Mauer taking strike one. The key matchup is brought to you by Acura. Joe Mauer 0 for 7 against Ryan Dempster with 5 strikeouts in his career. This one fouled back and out of play, and it is 0-2 to Joe Mauer.
Right now, Dempster's fastball at about 91 miles an hour.
It's the 7th start for Joe Mauer as the DH. I'd like to give him as many games as they can as a DH and keep from getting a lot of wear and tear on his legs as a catcher. Certainly a big part of this Minnesota offense. The 0-2 pitch is down and in. Not a lot of success as a DH in his previous 6 starts, hitting at .240 in that role as a DH. It's always hit well here at Fenway Park, though. A .304 career hitter at Fenway. 1-2 pitch is fouled off. Mauer in 10 seasons has played a total of 865 games as a catcher, 49 at first base, 1 in the outfield, and now been mixed in as a DH as he swings and misses and strikes out. A lot of strikeouts so far this season for Dempster. That's the first of this outing, and they're 2 away.
Yeah, strikeout high in the season is 10, which he's done a couple of times. That's the split-fingered fastball that time by Dempster to pick up the strikeout against Mauer.
6 Ks and 8 at-bats for Mauer against Ryan Dempster. And he's the 2nd out of the first inning as Josh Willingham stands in. 244, 5 homers, 14 runs batted in for Willingham. As he takes strike one. Pretty patient hitter. 2nd in the American League in pitches seen per plate appearance.
And he's already got 20 walks on the season.
Ground ball foul outside of third. The sun's setting here in Boston, off to the left here at Fenway Park. Last rays of sunshine can be seen at the top of the bleachers in right field here at Fenway. 0-2 pitch. It's going to miss outside. 1-2.
I'd say of all the night games we've had here at Fenway, this is going to be the nicest night we've had so far.
I would agree.
Beautiful tonight. Wind blowing out toward left field.
One elevated as Willingham does not chase. Willingham enjoying a good season last year with the Twins, his best in the majors. 35 home runs, 110 runs batted in. And his first year in Minnesota after a year in Oakland. Swing and a miss, and a good start to Ryan Dempster's night. Back-to-back strikeouts. Red Sox coming up. The first Red Sox are coming up in the Red Sox batting order. Here's brought to you by New England Chevy Dealers. Jacoby Ellsbury leads it off in center field with Shane Victorino in right. Dustin Pedroia at second base bats third. It's David Ortiz at DH. Mike Napoli at first base with Johnny Gomes in left field. Will Middlebrooks at third base bats seventh. Stephen Drew, last night's hero, at shortstop bats eighth. And David Ross doing the catching rounds out the starting nine. Jacoby Ellsbury settles in on the left side to get it started here in the bottom of the first inning, and that is going to miss for ball one. Pitcher tonight for the Twins is Scott Diamond, who comes in at 2-2, making his fifth start of the year. 3.97 earned run average, 13 Ks to 3 walks. Pitch elevated and both close pitches, but both called balls. 2-0. Ellsbury, Victorino, and Pedroia here in the first inning. That's a strike, and it's 2-1. Ellsbury starting the night at 277 with a home run and 12 runs batted in. Diamond with wins against Chicago and at Detroit against the Tigers. There's 2 victories on the year's losses against the Mets and the Texas Rangers. 6'3", 220 pounds. From Guelph, Ontario, Canada. 25-year-old. Little miss for ball 3, full count.
As a guy that's coming off of elbow surgery this offseason, had a couple of bone chips removed from that left elbow.
This is the second time that Ryan Dempster's been matched up against a fellow Canadian. He's matched up against Eric Bedard in an outing here against the Astros. This is on the ground, and the shortstop Carroll's got it, but he's got no play as Ellsbury will reach at first base.
A good range showed here by Jamie Carroll, but he realizes once he's out on that grass, he's got no chance at all to get Jacoby Ellsbury. Ellsbury also knows he has a base hit. He's watching that ball the whole way down to first base.
So Jacoby's aboard to begin things here in the bottom of the first inning, and it brings up Shane Victorino. Just under 300 at 298 with a home run, 9 runs batted in. Diamond with a check on Ellsbury, back to the bag. And Shane Victorino homered in last night's game against the Twins. First home run of the year. First of his career as an American leaguer and as a member of the Red Sox, and his first ever here at Fenway Park. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes the strike. It was the 91st home run of his major league career. He had returned to the Red Sox lineup on Friday night at Texas after missing the previous 7 games with low back tightness. And so far against left-handed pitching, he is hitting at .231 on the year. He'll pop this one up foul, back and out of play, and Victorino's down 0-2.
Well, after missing a few games with Victorino and jumping back in that Texas series against very tough pitching, had a big night here last night for the Red Sox.
Ellsbury gains his lead. Diamond notices and fires over. No problem for Jacoby getting back to the bag.
12 steals on the season for Ellsbury, caught twice.
Victorino off the end of the bat, foul, and is still down 0-2.
Victorino checking the top of the bat right there after that swing. It just like a, sometimes you crack those cut bats right at the top.
No, 2 pitch is in the air to shallow right center field. Ramirez get kind of a late break, but has plenty of time to recover as he makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Let's look at the defense for the Twins tonight. They're 5th in the American League with 13 errors in 28 games. Trevor Plouffe will be at third base. Jamie Carroll, a shortstop. Brian Dozier at second. And Justin Morneau, the first baseman, left to right. Josh Willingham, Wilkin Ramirez, Chris Parmalee, and Ryan Domit doing the catching for Scott Diamond.
A beautiful night here at Fenway Park. Nice night to be in the right field roof deck here at Fenway Park, as the Red Sox and Twins play game 2 of the 4-game series. And here's Dustin Pedroia. Looks at strike 1. A great night last night for Dustin. A 3-hit performance in the game and his first home run of 2013. Matched his season high with the 3 hits last night. 3rd time this year that he's had a 3-hit game. And it looked like the Red Sox had secured the victory with his solo home run in the 8th inning, which at the time put Boston on top 5-4. But Twins able to tie it up.
Let's see if Pedroia goes on a little home run streak. You know, it seems like he hits one and then he gets, you know, about 2 or 3 quick ones after that.
Swing and a miss. He's down 0-2. It was this home run that appeared to be the game winner for the Red Sox at the time. Hit in the 8th inning. Blast off the light stanchion. High off the light stanchion. And the Twins would tie it up on a home run by Brian Dozier. Look at his numbers from last night in game 1 of the series. 0-2 is fouled off to the right. David Ortiz waiting on deck. Red Sox batting here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Home run run for Pedroia, the first since September 11th of last year. Against New York, it ended a career-long 48-game homerless drought for Dustin Pedroia. On the ground towards shortstop. Carroll will go to second for one, on to first. That's two. And the double play ends the bottom of the first inning. We're through one from Fenway. No score. Second inning back at Fenway Park. No score as Ryan Dempster delivers a first pitch strike to Justin Morneau. Morneau, the power hitting first baseman for the Minnesota Twins. Red Sox into a shift on Morneau. They were not yesterday for some reason. But Pedroia in short right field here on Morneau. And coming from third base to the right side of the infield is Middlebrooks. I wonder if the starting pitcher matters in that regard.
I think it probably does, Don. You know, they look at the numbers and the charts against Buchholz, for example, last night as compared to Dempster, and that may be the reason tonight they are in the shift. He probably pulls the ball more against Dempster than against Buchholz.
That's outside. 2-2 now to Morneau. After giving up a couple of runs in last night's game, Buchholz calmed down for the most part. The remainder of his outing ended up with a no decision here last night. And the Red Sox bullpen ended up in the end being better than the Twins. Nice work by Clayton Mortensen last night as well for the Red Sox, as he was extended out in last night's game. And in case you are just joining us tonight, one of the changes the Red Sox have made for tonight has Felix Dubron available in the Red Sox pen. He's out there. This is out there and into center field. A base hit for Justin Morneau. First hit of the night for the Twins. Now, one of the changes today, Jenny, the closer situation.
That's right, Don. Both Andrew Bailey and Joel Hanrahan on the DL now. And the closing role really has become so prominent in Major League Baseball. So we want to ask the AT&T Twitter question of the night, and it's for our fans there. If you were the manager of the Boston Red Sox, who would you put in the closer's role? Send us your tweets at the hashtag closing the game, and we'll reveal the best ones later in the game.
Hashtag closing the game. And, you know, you start the season with two all-star closers. You figure you're all set in that area.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly things change in this game. First of all, it was, you know, who's going to be the closer, and it was named Hanrahan, and he got hurt, and then Bailey became the closer, and then now they're both hurt. So Tazawa's the closer.
Swinging a foul tip. I was thinking about it this morning, and I sort of felt at first like it would be Uehara just because he has experience in closing. But then the more you think about it, the fact that he is really unable to go back-to-back days kind of takes him out of the running.
Yeah, I mean, he'd like to go back-to-back days, but the fact is the Red Sox want to keep him away from that.
One pitch is in the air to right field. Victorino settles underneath, and he makes the catch for the first out of the second inning. One on, one out, and Ryan Doman, who gets a start as the catcher tonight for the Twins, coming up. Joe Mauer, the DH. Doman in behind the dish. Hitting under 200 at 198 on the year. No homers. 8 runs batted in. Former Pittsburgh Pirate Ryan Doman. Red Sox shift on him as well. And they put Middlebrooks on the right side in between Napoli and Pedroia.
Keep that double play combination intact in Pedroia and Drew.
Trying to drop the bunt down the third baseline with the shift on, but a foul ball.
I think we've seen more of that this year than we saw all of last year, where guys are trying to bunt against the shift. Wide open on the left side of the infield. A lot of green over there, but bunting it foul. Don't even have to make a perfect bunt. Just get it by the pitcher.
Down and in, 1-1 to Doman. Doman came off the bench and pinch hit in last night's game. Tonight he gets a start. Seven of his last 16 hits have been doubles. One in the air to shallow left. Gomes had started back. Now he comes in and makes the catch for the second out of the inning as Morneau goes back to the bag at first. 2 down. Two down, and Chris Parmelee coming up. Parmelee at 209, 3 homers and 10 runs batted in. He's made a total of 52 major league starts at first base and now 43 in the outfield. Not committed an error in the outfield and just 4 errors at first base. It's been a good transition to the outfield. We saw that during the spring and the many games that the Red Sox and Twins participate in during the spring. Of course, sharing Fort Myers. Swinging a foul to the screen. And the Twins coming into tonight's action are 13-15. They have lost, well, last night's game, not much of a streak. They had won 2 games prior to that. They are 6-9 away from Target Field in Minnesota. And starting tonight, they are 5 games back of the Tigers in the American League Central. Kansas City just a game back of the Tigers in the AL Central. And it's been a nice season so far for the Kansas City Royals. That division has gotten a little tougher with the good work done by the Royals during the offseason to better their pitching. A lot of their young players starting to come to fruition. 1-1. He is on the inside corner for strike 2.
Now, early in this ball game, you can see Dempster really pinpointing that fastball inside corner, outside corner.
This one fouled off to the left. Still 1-2 to Chris Parmelee. Twins have been playing better defense lately. Speaking of defense, they've gone 9 straight games without committing an error. Longest streak of the season.
Yeah, it's unusual to see a Twins club that is not a good defensive team.
'30th pitch of the game for Ryan Dempster. And it's sliced foul off to the left again. Scoop, scoop, scoop for the home team with delicious Hood Red Sox ice cream. Catch your favorites in the freezer aisle today. Always good, always Hood. Runner at first, 2 down. Parmalee waiting on a 1-2 pitch. Check swing, but a ball down and in, and the count evens at 2-2. Red Sox with a 2-game lead over the Yankees and Baltimore Orioles. Orioles tonight out to a 3-0 lead against Kansas City and Baltimore in the second, and the Yankees will be at Colorado later tonight. Swing and a miss. Parmalee strikes out. That's 3 Ks for Dempster. Inning and a half done. No score from the Fens. Back at Fenway Park, David Ortiz, Mike Napoli, and Johnny Gomes expected to bat here in the inning. Red Sox got a leadoff hit from Jacoby Ellsbury in the first inning, but could not advance him, and he was raced in a double play grounded into by Dustin Pedroia. As David Ortiz leads it off, hitting at .426, 4 homers and 17 runs batted in. That is a strike, and it evens at 1-1. Ortiz 1 for 4 in the game last night with a double. Continues his hitting streak, now up to 26 games, hitting at .430 during the 26 gamer that started last year. Look at the numbers during the streak that started on July 2nd of last year. Ball 3-3-1.
Everything away from David Ortiz. Fastballs and sliders in this first at bat. Fastball away again.
And Ortiz fouls it straight back. Full count. Diamond with a fastball, slider, and a changeup. And making his 5th start of the year. He's come in at 2-2 with a 3.97 earned run average. Ortiz to left field, make it 27 games. The hitting streak continues for Big Papi, who's aboard to begin the 2nd inning.
That's exactly what he does. I mean, everything away. He had a home run swing on the 3-1 count, a base hit swing on the 3-2 count. Another fastball away, takes it to left field for the base hit. Just trying to protect that outside part of the plate, not trying to pull the ball.
4:36 during the streak. And at first base to get things started here in the bottom of the 2nd inning as Mike Napoli standing in for Boston. His first at bat of the night. .266 average, 6 homers, 32 runs batted in for Napoli. And he fouls it off himself for strike 1.
See where Napoli gets this. Looks like the slider, and it's off the foot, I believe.
Already got the protected padding on the leg. Napoli 1 for 5 in the game last night with an RBI. Leads the majors in extra base hits with 22. As he takes strike 2. As a major league best 15 doubles on the year. And now tied for 2nd in the majors in RBIs with 32. First is Miguel Cabrera now at 36, leading the majors. No 2-pitch too far outside. Napoli fouls it off. Pitch biting in on him. Well, coming up tomorrow on Dennis and Callahan, DNC will break down Ryan Dempster's start against the Twins and preview of Game 4 between the Bruins and Maple Leafs in Toronto. All begins at 6 a.m. here on Nesson at 93.7 WEI-FM. One-two. That'll bounce in, knocked down by Domit. No advance at first base for Ortiz. Kept it in front of him and didn't get very far away.
Yeah, it looks like that ball found Domit. It was rattling around, and I think off his shin guard first. Ball in the dirt right off the shin guard, and then hits the left shin guard, and he finally picks it up.
Napoli down the right field line and foul into the seats down towards Canvas Alley. Napoli grounds it back towards the mound. Diamond will go to second from one on to first, and it takes too long. Very slow in developing. First Diamond getting it out of his glove, and then it appeared Dozier had a little trouble at second base, and reaching at first is Napoli.
Now, it looked like everything was happening there in slow motion for the Minnesota Twins. This ball tapped back to the mound. You can see Diamond getting it on the second hop. Wants to make sure he makes a good throw to second. Napoli hustling all the way and beats it out at first base. And Diamond wish he had got the ball at second base maybe a little bit quicker, and they might have had to deuce.
One out, Napoli at first base, and here's Johnny Gomes. 220 with a home run and 2 runs batted in. Four for 11 on the last road trip, his first appearance of the homestand. And as he takes strike one. Red Sox as a team collectively hitting at 270. That is third in the American League behind the Tigers and Indians. Top 2 teams in average in the AL. Minnesota hitting at 240 as a team. They have struggled, and especially offensively. Only the Blue Jays and the White Sox have a lower batting average than the Minnesota Twins.
And the Red Sox right now 4th in the American League in runs scored.
Check on Napoli, whose lead was not very large, but he gets back to the bag. Gomes will take a ball outside, 1-2. Even though Gomes has not had a ton of playing time, he ranks second on the team in walks. He has 14, only behind Dustin Pedroia, who has 20 to lead the team in that category. Just in 64 plate appearances, as a little pop up into short right. Out goes Dozier, in comes Parmalee, and it'll be the right fielder who handles out number 2 of the inning. So Gomes retired, and that takes us to Will Middlebrooks. 195 with 6 home runs and 12 runs batted in. One for 5 in the ball game last night, game 1 of the series. Check on first, and Napoli back to the bag.
Napoli getting a lot of attention at first base for a guy that does not have a steal yet on the season. Looks like Diamond likes to throw over there, attempting those pickoffs. He's got a big lead.
There is strike 1 to Middlebrooks. We're kind of lost in last night's victory for the Red Sox. It was a big hit for Will Middlebrooks. Base hit to keep the inning going and give the Red Sox the chance to have the walk-off win. Middlebrooks taking the strike and is down 0-2. Yeah, you like that?
Sometimes you never know what's going to get you started, and it could be a hit like last night. It could be a dribbler down the third base line. You're just looking for something positive to happen, and it certainly did last night for Middlebrooks. A little cut fastball on the inside part of the plate for strike 2.
Middlebrooks strikes out, got away briefly from Doman, so he's got to throw him out, and he does to end the inning. First strikeout for Diamond. We're through 2 without a score from Fenway. Scoreless as we head to the third inning back at Fenway Park. Wilkin Ramirez, who came into the game last night in center field, is in the starting lineup tonight for the Minnesota Twins as he grounds one foul. It's off to a good start, a .348 batting average, no homers, and 4 runs batted in. Rookie Aaron Hicks is on the bench tonight to start the game. The rookie sensation that made the jump from Double-A New Britain to the majors, who started off so-so in 2013 after a terrific spring training. As Ramirez with a swing and a miss.
Good slider there from Dempster to pick up that second strike. So far using all his pitches, his fastball, the slider, and the split-fingered fastball.
On the ground by the mound, but Pedroia is there for the first out of the third inning. Are you a leader of group of 20 or more? If so, a Red Sox game at Fenway Park is the perfect place for your next outing. Call 617-226-6835 to talk with a group ticket representative to plan the perfect trip to Fenway Park. One out here in the third inning, and Brian Dozier, he tied up the game last night, hitting the home run off Joel Hanrahan. It's a .247 hitter, and that home run last night was his first of 2013. Dozier led off last night. He bats ninth in the game tonight and takes ball one. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Dozier hoping that home run last night will get him going in the last 10 games. He's hit at just 152. Gardenhire's Minnesota Twins 2 games under 500 as Dozier takes ball 2-2. One of the best managers in the game. Tough couple of years for the Twins the last couple of years. They try to get back to the postseason again. On the outside corner for strike 3. Dempster picks up his 4th K of the night. 2 down.
Pretty nasty right there from Dempster. That fastball following the slider right on the outside corner to pick up his 4th strikeout. The pitch zone on Nesson is brought to you by Amica. Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance.
2 down here in the third inning as Jamie Carroll stands in. Carroll grounded out to first base in the first inning. There is strike 1. Reaches out and sends one foul behind the Red Sox dugout. 0-2 for Carroll. Did not appear in last night's game. Gets a start tonight and leads off for the Twins. On the ground to Pedroia at second base. Fields and throws, inning over. Dempster's been very good through the first 3. Scoreless from Fenway. Come on in and join us as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Just going to get through the people. You'll be here in a minute. Stephen Drew, last night's hero, leading it off here for the Red Sox. Huh? You don't get that stuff everywhere, aren't you?
No, just right here on Nesson.
Drew hitting at .295. Home run last night is second in a Red Sox uniform as he grounds one through the right side. Base hit. He really starting to pick it up. And as we talked about, it did not really have a spring training and went through it during the regular season, and he has really been hot.
Yeah, the bats right now much more productive than they were earlier in the season for Drew. He's having better swings, swinging at better pitches, and picking up some base hits and some clutch base hits, as we saw last night.
Well, last 9 games, he's hit at a cool .400. And he's aboard to begin things here in the third inning. Red Sox have had the lead runner on in every inning so far in this game. David Ross leads it, or doesn't lead it off. He bats here, the runner at first, and hits at .243. 4 home runs, 5 runs batted in for the Red Sox catcher. Three home runs in his last 4 games, including a home run on Sunday in Texas. He's got 9 hits and 4 have left the yard. We look at his last 4 games production. Had yesterday off, in there for game 2 of the series. Up and away, 2-0. Well, Ross has shown some power. He's also showed some patience. Multiple walks in each of his last 2 games, including a career high 3 walks against Toronto back on May 2nd. Swings at the 2-0 and fouls it off himself. Trickles all the way down the third baseline, but foul ball, 2-1. For the first, and back to the bag is Stephen Drew. And one will have to wait as they check on Drew at first base.
Now, Drew's another guy that does not have a steal on the season. Still getting plenty of attention from Diamond at first base. Diamond works at a very slow, deliberate pace, doesn't he?
Time called. Ross backs out.
That's what happens too when you have a pitcher that is a little bit slow. You see a lot of timeouts called by the hitters.
Now Diamond ready with a 2-1 pitch. Drew gets his lead, and that is very high. 3-1. Ross will pop it up right side of the infield. Morneau. And Dozier now. Morneau, a little stagger step. He was calling all the way. Became a bit of an adventure, but in the end makes the grab for the first out of the inning. Well, Dunkin' Donuts wants to thank all of their guests who generously donated to the One Fund Boston. Together, Dunkin' guests raised over $467,000 to help support victims of the marathon. Please visit www.onefundboston.org to donate more.
We had our coffee tonight delivered by Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, earlier tonight, as part of the pregame, Ron Broussard, who was injured in the bombing, threw out the first pitch here at Fenway Park. And certainly an emotional moment here at Fenway tonight. And we thank all of you who have donated to the One Fund. And will continue to do so as we check on first base and Drew back to the bag. Ellsbury singled in the first inning, has one of 3 Red Sox hits. There goes the runner at first in Drew, but Ellsbury fouls it off.
It's like a hit and run put on, because I don't think that's a pitch that Jacoby would have swung at. It was a pitch that was up and in, as you can see right there, and a very defensive swing is trying to make contact on that hit and run play. It's a play we haven't seen very much from the Red Sox this season so far.
I guess John Farrell's been waiting for the right combination, perhaps, and this isn't bad right here. The 0-1 is going to be fouled off, and it's 0-2.
As we mentioned in spring training, Farrell likes to do it early in counts. That's what he did up in Toronto as a manager. We saw quite a bit of it up there. And that time the count was 0-0.
That's about as early as you can get it.
That's as early as you can make it. Yes.
No 2 to Ellsbury. He will pop it up off third. Plouffe is there, and he makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So Ellsbury is out number 2 of the third. Shane Victorino coming up, his second at bat of the night. Flied out to center field in the first inning, 0 for 1. Victorino takes a pitch up high, ball 1. That is in there for a strike. 1-1 to Victorino. Homered last night, as we mentioned. Was the 91st home run of his major league career. Moving past Mike Lum, who had 90 for the most ever by a Hawaiian-born major leaguer. He is the second Hawaiian native in Red Sox history. Of course, Benny Agbayani was the first. Appeared with the Red Sox in 2002. As that'll miss for ball 2, 2-1. Benny Agbayani was with the Mets, who were in the World Series, of course, in 2000, led by Bobby Valentine. And he went by Hawaiian Punch, was his nickname. Of course, Shane Victorino is the Flying Hawaiian. 2-1 will have to wait as they check on Drew at first.
Now, I remember Shane Victorino's appearance on Hawaii 5-0.
Really?
Very good.
I didn't know that. Did he have to act? Did he play himself?
No, yeah. No, well, he didn't play himself, but he was in a group, large group, but he did have some lines, and he did a very nice job.
You're a big Hawaii 5-0 fan.
It's a very good show.
2-1 is a pop-up down the third baseline that will get into the seats. 2 outs, Drew at first base, and Victorino waiting on a 2-2 pitch. On the grounds at first base, got some spin on it. Morneau corrals it and tags the bag to end the inning. We're through 3 from Fenway, no score. At Fenway Park, those hats are big, Jerry. They're everywhere now.
Huge. Is she cute?
Having a good time out there. She's got her Swedish fish up by the bullpen. Everything's good as we head into the 4th inning, and the first pitch from Ryan Dempster is to Joe Mauer for strike 1. Mauer struck out swinging in the first inning. 4 strikeouts so far for Dempster through the first 3 innings. And a liner that is just out of the reach of Middlebrooks at third base into left field. Picked up by Gomes, but it's a single for Mauer. And the second hit of the night for the Minnesota Twins.
Now, Mauer's a very tough guy to defense. I mean, he shoots the ball all over the ballpark. You can see well off the line as Middlebrooks goes into the leap just over the glove, but he will use the whole ballpark. See him get a lot of hits to left field. He'll pull the ball, use the middle of the field. That's why he's always maintained a very high batting average.
Now got a 6-game hitting streak as he extends it here and has a base hit to begin things in the 4th. Josh Willingham struck out swinging in the first inning, 0 for 1. That is the first pitch ball that Ryan Dempster has thrown the entire game. 12 batters. He had been ahead of all of them. Foul back, and it's even now at 1-1. NESN's coverage of Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Eastern Bank. You put your family first, your job first, even your team first. Isn't it time someone put you first? Eastern Bank does just that with products like Eastern Free Checking. Here, you're first. Eastern Bank. Joe Mauer at first base. Here's a 1-1 to Josh Willingham. Time called late, and Dempster had to stop his delivery. Willingham rolls it over foul, and it's 2-2. Jenny's done a great job of giving us some Fenway stories. With another, here's Jenny Dell.
Well, thank you, Don. I'm here in the stands with our fan of the game, David, and his daughter, Laura. And David, you've seen some pretty incredible Red Sox moments. Can you highlight a few of them for me?
Well, I mean, the first one has to be back in '75. My brother and I were fortunate enough to see the Game 6 of the World Series. We were sitting up in the bleachers right up there when Fisk hit the foul pole. And then we came back the next day and saw Game 7. And the highlights for us, my daughter, Laura, and I, we've been coming here, these same seats we've had for the last 10 years. And we've seen some great moments. Poppy hitting a walk-off against the Angels in the '05 playoffs. Last year we were here for the 100th anniversary game. A lot of great moments that we were able to share as family.
You talked about your daughter Laura being here, but you also said this whole section really has become kind of a family to you. What is it like being able to share these moments with your family?
Well, I mean, it's great. I mean, this has become a real special sort of father-daughter relationship that Laura and I have here with the Red Sox. And the fact that we can come out here and see the same people sitting with us, and you know, we share family stories. Some of us are new grandparents together. So it's just a great extension of what it means to be part of Red Sox Nation.
Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for being such a passionate, dedicated fan. Jerry Remy actually bought you guys some hot dogs. Enjoy.
Thank you, Jerry, and
they're saying thank you. And for fans at home, if you have a great reason of why you're coming to Fenway Park, write into NESN.com/stories. Tell us why I may interview you.
No, Jen, thank you very much. Amazing how it is passed down from one generation to the other, but even more special when you can share it with the other generation. And nice story here at Fenway Park tonight, and there's so many just like that one.
That's true, too. You know, so many season ticket holders have had the same seats for such a long period of time, and they get to know each other very well.
Two on and nobody out. The 1-0 is going to be over the inside corner. Two more no. You know, the look back at Jeff Nelson didn't agree as the count evens at 1-1. Maurer with a single. Willingham walks. 2 on and nobody out here in the 4th inning. Really the first threat we have seen from the Minnesota Twins tonight. And for that matter, either side. Scoreless game here in the 4th inning. On the ground, foul to the photographer's well. One-two pitch. He is on the ground back to the mound. Could be 2. Dempster to second for 1. On to first. It is 2. Needed that. As taking third base is Maurer, but a big double play. 2 down in the inning.
Now split-fingered fastball that time from Dempster induces the double play ball. Right back to Ryan. He's able to keep himself under control as he makes that throw to second base. And turned over by Stephen Drew. There's a split of one nice hop. It bounces out of the glove, but right back into the throwing hand for Dempster. Now you'll see Drew clear the runner. A little kick up on the chin to Willingham.
You mentioned a foul ball off the bat of Morneau went into the photographer's well. Did some damage.
Well, it's an expensive computer there,
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I bet you get it at a pretty good price right now, that computer.
Seems to be missing part of the screen.
Yeah.
Sure makes it much more difficult to actually see the pictures. Trevor Plouffe will take a pitch outside. 2-0. Plouffe flied out to right field in the 2nd inning. 0 for 1. On the ground softly towards third as Middlebrooks will field and throw. And out of the inning is Dempster. The Twins threaten but do not score. 3.5 done without a score. By Eastern Bank. Running your own business takes a team effort, and as the #1 SBA lender in New England 3 years in a row, Eastern Bank is a key part of your lineup. See how Eastern Bank puts you first. Scoreless into the bottom of the 4th inning at Fenway Park as Dustin Pedroia, David Ortiz, and Mike Napoli will bat here in the 4th. Scott Diamond through the first 3 innings has allowed 3 hits, all leadoff hits for the Red Sox. There's a ground ball to short this time. Jamie Carroll had a change direction on him and able to make the play and make the change as he fires to first, 1 down. Welcome to your first game.
First game. Can't see the person behind the sign, though.
It's okay, though. He gets the key points across in the sign, I think.
Yes.
1 out here in the 4th inning. David Ortiz singled in the 2nd inning. He's got 1 of the 3 hits. Red Sox out hitting the Twins 3-2 in tonight's game. And a swing and a miss for Big Papi.
A lot of work went into that.
No 1 pitch in there for strike 2, 0-2. David didn't like it. Ortiz slicing it foul off to the left. Hangs tough here at 0-2. We'll get set for every Red Sox game on NESN with Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU. Since pregame coverage of the Sox begins an hour before every game. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union, banking the DCU way. David Ortiz now, Mike Napoli next. Scott Diamond with an 0-2 pitch to David Ortiz. It's high for ball one. Ortiz hits it on the ground. Carroll ranging, the shortstop. His throw is in time to get David for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, normally we see the big shift put on David Ortiz, but not the case that time. They did have the second baseman out in the short right field, but they left the shortstop pretty much at home. And it gives him an opportunity, Jamie Carroll, to make this play. About 5 steps to his right, plenty of time to get Ortiz at first base.
2 down in the 4th inning. Mike Napoli, the batter, grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. Grounder foul for strike one. Scott Diamond originally taken as a non-drafted free agent by the Atlanta Braves in August of 2007. Then the Minnesota Twins took him in the major league phase of the 2010 Rule 5 draft. Played 3 seasons of college baseball at SUNY Binghamton. As the pitch will miss up and away, and the count 1-1. On the ground, foul. Napoli will pop it up right side of the Twins infield. Second base is Brian Dozier. And a little stutter step at the end. Results-based business. He gets the job done. Scoreless from Fenway. SmartPay. It's the one-of-a-kind program that saves you 10 cents on every gallon of gas every day. Join for free at CumberlandFarms.com. First pitch of the top of the 5th inning from Ryan Dempster. Strike one to Ryan Domet, catcher for the Twins, who flied out to the left fielder Johnny Gomes in the 2nd inning. Now we'll send one to right field. On the run is Victorino. Can't get it. It's by him to the track of the wall. Ellsbury will run it down as Domet gets into second base. Leads off the 5th, standing at second, as Victorino with a diving bid in right can't come up with it.
Now it looked like he had it lined up too. He got a very good jump on the ball going to his right and then goes into the dive, as you can see right here, and looked like he was going to make the play on it. But the ball gets underneath the glove, as you can see right there, and the leadoff double by Domet here in the 5th inning. From up here, it looked like Victorino was going to make a great play on that.
So Ryan Domet with a double to get things started in the 5th inning. As Chris Parmelee struck out in the 2nd inning. One of 4 strikeouts so far tonight for Ryan Dempster. Twins have left 2 men on through the first 4 innings. The double is just the 3rd hit, and it's going to be a balk. Or
I imagine for not stopping long enough.
And Dempster barking back at Jeff Nelson, home plate umpire, who called it.
Take one more look, see if Dempster does stop. Well, it looks like he stopped. I mean, that's what he always does.
So now Domet at 3rd base, thanks to the balk charge to Dempster. And a swing and a miss for strike one. Yeah, he does the same thing over and over again.
It's pretty much the same thing every time. It's almost like the umpire was saying he stopped twice.
It puts him in a tough spot here with Domet at 3rd base and nobody out. 1-1 is going to miss. 2-1.
Red Sox have the infield pulled in, but not all the way in. About 2 steps from double play debt.
Too far inside. 3-1. On deck is Wilkin Ramirez. Twins batting here in the top half of the 5th. Here's a 3-1 pitch. And it's a pop-up. Ross and Middlebrooks, and they will collide. Middlebrooks will keep the baseball for the out.
Oh, man, how about that play right there? 2 guys on a collision course, and Middlebrooks able to control the baseball and record the out. Both guys with a long way to go. They go into the slide, and Middlebrooks somehow holds on to that baseball. What a play by Middlebrooks. And Ross right now is the guy that's hurt. Looks like right above the knee or on the knee. Watch that shin guard as he goes into the slide.
That's where he actually hit Middlebrooks initially.
Yeah. What an effort by both guys. Tremendous.
Well, Sox fans, turn two of your own this season. Pair together two great Sox games at Fenway Park, including a Yankees or summer weekend game with a double play ticket package. Visit redsox.com/double play to create your package now. Well, sensational play there as Middlebrooks somehow held on to the baseball and came out of the cloud of dust with it. As he collides with David Ross, both going hard after it, and now time called. Ross going to head out, and actually he was going to head out and talk to the pitcher, but stopping him is Jeff Nelson.
Think about that play. Two guys going very hard at each other, running into the wall, getting close to the wall on the dirt part of the field. I mean, that's pretty impressive play.
Wilkin Ramirez, the batter, infield all the way in now, and he'll put one off. The shortstop threw into center, and from third base comes Dolman to score the game's first run. The Twins take a 1-0 lead.
Now the infield pulled in, a diving effort by Stephen Drew, the shortstop. The ball hit very hard by Ramirez, just tips off his glove in the center field, and the Twins have the 1-0 lead right off the side of the mound, which actually brought it back to Drew a little bit.
Now John Farrell's going to go out. Ross still stretching out that leg. I don't think he is okay. Trainer coming out with John Farrell as well, and it's to talk to Ross. And Saltalamacchia getting the gear on. Ross will come out of the game. So while we have a moment, as Jared Saltalamacchia now into the game. Safeco Insurance lets us take a look at the road ahead. Last two games of the series. Pedro Hernandez against Alan Webster. A bit of a surprise for tomorrow for the Red Sox. And then Kevin Correa matched up against John Lackey in the final game of the series. And the Red Sox moving Felix Dubron to the bullpen, available tonight as Webster returns for the Red Sox to make his second start. Look forward to that. That should be fun here tomorrow in Game 3 of the series.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Last time we saw him, he's got a very good arm, threw hard, good changeup. Gets his second start at Fenway. Dubron goes to the bullpen to give him a little time off. Last time out for Dubron, that fastball was down a little bit, about 4 or 5 miles an hour. So getting him out in the bullpen.
Well, just 2 runs allowed in 6 innings worth of work for Webster in his first outing. And we'll see him tomorrow night. Brian Dozier batting with 1 out, 1 on, a run in here for the Twins in the 5th. Dozier struck out looking in the 3rd inning. 1 of 4 strikeouts tonight for Ryan Dempster. Dozier, the bunt bid, fouls it off, almost out of the box. As he made contact with him again, but still in the box. The indication by Jeff Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson right away pointing that he was still in the box when that ball came up to hit him the second time. Trying to drop the ball down that third base line. There's the contact, and Nelson pointing that he was still in the batter's box.
swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Back to the slider again for Dempster. Now working with a new catcher, and Jared Saltalamacchia, who's taken over for David Ross. Looked like a knee injury as a result of the collision, with Will Middlebrooks in foul ground on a terrific catch by Middlebrooks, who held on somehow. There's a swing and a miss, and Dozier strikes out. Second time tonight that Dempster's got him. That's 5 Ks for Ryan Dempster.
Got him on a fastball back in the third inning, and now gets him on the slider. Slider going down and away off the outside part of the plate. Of course, with Saltalamacchia in the game now, who would become the third catcher? You would have to guess would be Mike Napoli.
I would think so.
Who has all kind of catching experience.
You know, looking at that at first look, it looked as if Will Middlebrooks came away with the worst of it.
The worst part of that, yes.
But in the end, it is David Ross who is injured and has to leave the game. There's a ground ball softly hit foul.
I wonder if there's some kind of laceration there, or you could see the shin guard kind of move off his knee when he went into the slide. And then made contact with Middlebrooks.
Jamie Carroll, the batter, down 0-1. A check on Wilkin Ramirez, who's back to the bag at first. Carroll has grounded out to first base, grounded out to second. He is 0 for 2. Getting his third look tonight at Ryan Dempster. Strike 2. Leadoff double by Ryan Doman. He got to third on a balk charge to Dempster. Normally fouled out, and then Wilkin Ramirez with an RBI single through a brought-in infield that scored Doman. Gives the Twins their first run of the night. Dempster battles back with a strikeout of Dozier. Now an 0-2 to Jamie Carroll. Runner goes, starts and stops, and no throw from Saltalamacchia, and diving back to the bag is Ramirez. He started, then put the brakes on.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't feel like you had a good enough jump, and that time it's getting back to first base. What that does do, though, is it pulls infielders out of position. I always found that hard to do. Start and then stop. Once I started, I just...
That was it.
I was gone. Didn't matter if I had a bad jump or not.
Go to first, and Ramirez appeared to be leaning. Were you at full speed immediately, or did it take a couple steps for you to get into full speed?
Fairly quick. I mean, no Ricky Henderson by any means, but by a couple steps. Ricky Henderson was unbelievable. It was like his first step, he was at full speed. It was so powerful legs.
So you never stopped, huh? Never stop. Just keep going.
Just go.
Roll the dice. Ramirez is going as this one is fouled off to the right, out of play.
It's like something you'd enjoy, Don. You like those sausage sandwiches.
I love sausages. Now that is manageable. The boomstick in Texas really is not.
No, that's out of control.
Runner goes again. The 1-2 is a swing and a miss. Dempster with back-to-back Ks, but the Twins take a 1-0 lead halfway through this one. On prices you'll savor. Who but WB Mason? 1-0 Minnesota on top of Boston thanks to a single run collected by the Twins in the top half of the inning. Johnny Gomes leads it off here in the bottom of the 5th and takes strike 1. Gomes' second at bat tonight. He fly to right field in the 2nd inning. Start tonight for Gomes in left field. A night off for Daniel Nava. Gomes sends it out to shallow left center over his Willingham to make the catch. It was towards the end of the bat, and Gomes is out number 1 of the 5th inning. And Will Middlebrooks coming up here for his second at bat. Middlebrooks struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Only strikeout tonight for Scott Diamond in his outing. He's not walked anybody and has now retired 7 batters in a row as Middlebrooks with a swing and a miss for strike 1. Outfield straight and deep on Middlebrooks here. There is strike 2. Red Sox have not had a base runner reach second base yet in this game. They have 3 hits, all singles in the game. Middlebrooks a ground one towards second base, and Brian Dozier throws him out for the second out of the inning.
Sometimes when a slump like Middlebrooks is in, we talked about him getting that base hit last night, and it seems like every time you go to the plate, the count's 0-2. It's amazing.
Looks like he's 100%.
Yeah, it looks like he's hurting a little bit too from that collision with David Ross.
Seven ground ball outs tonight for Scott Diamond as he gets a strike over to Stephen Drew. Drew singled to right field in his first at bat. One of only 3 hits put together tonight by the Red Sox in a well-pitched game, both sides. 70th pitch of the night for Diamond. And that is outside, 1-1. Long trip for the Twins. Cleveland and Detroit before arriving here in Boston in a 4-game series here in Boston. Drew lines this foul down the right field line out of play.
Well, the next trip the Red Sox have will be a long trip. Tampa, Minnesota, and followed up by Chicago.
One two is in the dirt, and it is 2-2. Jared Saltalamacchia waiting on deck. He has not yet batted in the game. Took over defensively last inning for David Ross. Left the game with an apparent knee injury. 2-2 is ball 3. Drew grounded softly down the first baseline. It'll be Morneau who will apply the tag on the way by. He went out of the baseline, according to the first base umpire. So no tag. He ran out of the baseline. It's 1-0 Minnesota. Not a lot of scoring, but entertaining here as we head into the 6th inning. The Twins have a 1-0 advantage. Well-pitched ball game so far between Ryan Dempster and Scott Diamond. And the Twins will be sending up 2, 3, and 4 in their order. Joe Mauer, Josh Willingham, and Justin Morneau expected in the inning. And Jerry, I thought at first look that there was a tag here, but the first base umpire, Ed Hickox, called him for running out of the baseline.
Yeah, I think he was out both ways, Don. I think he did go out of the baseline, as you can see here right at the end, and I thought Mauer tagged him. Maybe he got air, but it certainly looked like he got a piece of Drew. But you're right. Hickox, the first base umpire, called him for running out of the baseline. It was questioned by John Farrell between innings, but as usual, the umpire wins the debate.
Well, Mauer leads it off and takes strike one. Mauer struck out in the first inning. He singled in the 4th inning, 1 for 2. Twins have 4 hits and a run. Dempster quickly ahead, 0-2. It's been a 6 strikeout performance so far for Dempster. He has walked 1 batter. This couple of outings for Dempster have been 6-inning efforts. Win against Houston at home, and then the win against Toronto last time out, both 6-inning efforts. Longest he's gone in any outing this season is 7. That's been done twice. He's in the 6th right now, facing the first batter of the inning. Popped up. Drew and Pedroia converge, but it'll be Drew who makes the catch with a step on the infield grass. 1 down. For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or one where the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston Children's Hospital. CVS is aiming for a goal of $25,000 in donations this season. 1 out in the 6th inning. Josh Willingham, the batter. He struck out back in the 1st inning swinging and then walked in the 4th inning as he takes a look at ball 1. On the ground left side. On the backhand is Drew. His throw in time, and there are 2 down here in the 6th inning.
Don, we talked in the open about the big night offensively for Drew last night, but the fact is he's played a very solid defense for the Red Sox all season long. You know, there's all that talk in spring training about Iglesias and his great glove, but Drew is very, very steady at that position. Only 1 error so far on the season at shortstop for Stephen Drew.
I think as he starts to get his timing down, which he started to at the plate, I think people are really going to like Stephen Drew.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Very solid player.
Obviously, we have not got a chance to see a lot of him as he has been in the National League, with the exception of last year, finishing the year with the Oakland A's. And last year, he started to come around after the major ankle injury that he had and played very well for an A's team that got into the postseason. This is fouled back, and it's 0-2. Shift on here for the Red Sox with Pedroia in short right field. Rick Jamieson, the trainer, talking to John Farrell. We've had a lot to talk about over the last 24 hours, starting with Hanrahan last night. This one fouled off to the left, out of play.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you start the year with potentially 2 closers in your bullpen, and all of a sudden you got Junichi Tazawa as your closer, as both guys, Bailey and Hanrahan, now on the disabled list.
No 2-2 Morneau. In the air, foul off to the left, out of play. Sort of wonder which direction they would go in today. We talked about Uehara, but also you have Alfredo Aceves, who is in Pawtucket, certainly did the job last year for a good amount of time. Well, 2 pitches, strike 3. That'll end the inning. It's 7 punch-outs for Ryan Dempster, but it's a 1-0 Twins lead. Fund Boston to benefit the victims of the marathon bombing. Text Boston to 80108 to donate $10 now or visit onefundboston.org. Message and data rates may apply. For full terms, go to mgive.org/T. It's 1-0. The Minnesota Twins on top of the Red Sox as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Scott Diamond back on the mound. 74 pitches deep into his outing, and here's Jared Saltalamacchia, who takes strike 1. Jared batting for the first time after David Ross started the game, involved in the collision and foul ground with Will Middlebrooks, and leaves the game with what appeared to be a knee injury. Saltalamacchia is down 0-2. Jared getting the start in last night's game against the Twins. And was 2 for 4 with a double and a walk in the game. Reached base 3 times last night. Strikes out to begin the bottom of the 6th inning. Second strikeout for Scott Diamond.
His first strikeout was to Middlebrooks on a changeup. This time it's the slider. Down and into Saltalamacchia to pick up the strikeout.
One out now, the top of the Red Sox order in Jacoby Ellsbury, who is 1 for 2. Ellsbury reaching on an infield hit in the first inning and fouling out to the third baseman Trevor Plouffe. There's the pitch in there for a strike. That Plouffe running in from third base in case he dropped down a bunt. And strike 2. In the air to shallow left center. Wilkin Ramirez coming in to make the catch for the second out. And send it down to Jenny Dell.
Well, Don, neither Dustin Pedroia or Shane Victorino had homered in 2013 prior to last night's game, and I come to find out that they have a little friendly competition going on to see who could hit the most home runs by the end of this year. Pedroia's home run came 4 innings after Victorino, and Victorino said, of course, when he hit his, Pedroia came into the dugout chirping about the fact that he's going to beat him.
Well, no surprise there, that's for sure.
No. This is in the air to shallow left center. Willingham coming in and over. And it's a quick inning for Scott Diamond. 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. It's on to the 7th. 1-0 Minnesota. So Middlebrooks is now out of the game. Both guys involved in the collision in foul ground have now left the game. First David Ross, and an inning or so later, Middlebrooks now joins him in the Red Sox clubhouse. So that collision could prove to be costly for the Red Sox here tonight. And as Trevor Plouffe reads it off here in the inning in the 7th, he is 0 for 2. As Plouffe fouls it off to the right. He was flying to right and got it out to third base.
Yeah, it was tough to tell what happened to Middlebrooks on that play. There was good solid contact between he and David Ross. Ross was pretty clear it was his knee.
The thing I saw with Middlebrooks was that how hard his back hit the padding after the two collided. As Plouffe strikes out, that's 8 Ks for Dempster. As you watch the replay and you watch the contact and watch Middlebrooks go hard into the padding back first. David Ross coming off after he lasted a couple of batters, and Middlebrooks, as I said, about an inning, remained in the game. There's Ryan Doumit, who takes a pitch up and away. Doumit with a double his last time up, 1 for 2. As the pitch drops in there for strike 1. Shift on here in the Red Sox infield. Siriaco moving to the right side of the infield. 1 and 2. Not only the infield playing for Domit to pull, but so's the outfield as Ellsbury moved over to right center. Fouled off, still 1-2.
After a couple of split-fingered fastballs up and in with the fastball that time at 91, and a very late swing by Domit.
Chris Parmelee on deck, 1 out here in the Twins' 7th inning. On the ground, foul. And it still hangs here at 1-2. 95 pitches now for Ryan Dempster with 1 out in the 7th inning. We have not seen action in the pen to this point, and nor should we. He has pitched very well here again tonight, but has not received any offensive support. In the dirt to Domit, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, there's been so much talk this season, obviously, about Lester and Buchholz, and Ryan Dempster's done a great job out of that 3-hole in the Red Sox rotation.
Well, we have received word on Ross, a left quad contusion. So not the knee, but a quad is what they are saying. Fly ball struck well out to deep left center field, and that is going to be gone. Ryan Domit taking it the other way out of the yard. His first home run of the year puts the Minnesota Twins on top 2-0. So a solo shot and a 2-0 lead for Minnesota.
At first look, it looked like a fan reached over and tried to catch that ball. And we're going to have, I think, a conversation to see if that's the case. Let's take a look right here. Oof. That is tough. That looked like it might have hit the top of the wall.
I think it would have hit the top of the wall, which would be past the red line.
Let's take a look at that red line right there. Boy, that is very close. That may be one they go back in and look at again. And even then, it's going to be tough to call.
I don't believe we've had a review yet this season at Fenway Park, but they're going to do it right now. This is the first of the season. While we have a moment, let's take a Toyota game break with Tom Caron. TC? Pass, and Matt Clement hit in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, we saw that on an iPhone here, and it was not pretty.
Well, they are reviewing what appears to be a home run for Ryan Domit.
Yeah, it's tough when the call, isn't it, Don? I mean, there's no question the fan reached over, but with the ball have been on top of the fence, on top of the wall, very close call, and I think a very hard decision here for the umpires, even on replay.
This is a blown up look that we've not yet seen.
Now, from that angle there, it looks like it might have hit the top of the wall. I mean, on top of the wall.
On top of the wall.
On top of the wall.
I think the fan is behind that red line, which indicates the top of the wall. It's amazing how many are right there. I mean, that's what we have seen on these replays here at Fenway Park, has been the top of the wall.
Yeah, it's been a difficult call for umpires since they put in those seats out there. There used to be no question because there was a net out there, and the ball would find itself in the net, but it's a little bit different now.
Especially difficult for the umpires who are on the field looking up. That's the other part of it.
It's very hard when you're on the field. It's hard to tell. We actually probably get a better look at it than the players do.
MLB.com at bat is the #1 source for live baseball everywhere you go. I think we're going to get an update right now. As the umpire coming out, it is a home run.
And that's really all you can ask them to do is to go in and check it, get a good look at it. They did that. They came to the same conclusion we did, and it is a home run for Dumit.
So a 2-0 Twins lead. And the next batter will be Chris Parmalee as home plate umpire Jeff Nelson getting some new baseballs. Action in the Red Sox pen for the first time tonight. Alex Wilson is up in the pen. Chris Parmalee is 0 for 2. He struck out swinging and fouled out. As he takes strike one. Oh, and 2. Dempster goes back to work. 8 strikeout performance tonight for Ryan Dempster. Home run allowed by Dempster is the 6th that he has allowed on the season. On the ground down the first baseline. Napoli's got it. He'll take it himself for out number 2 of the inning. So Parmalee's retired. And Wilkin Ramirez is making his way to the plate. Stay with us and after the game for WB Mason Extra Innings Live. Tim Wakefield is in studio to help break down tonight's action, along with clubhouse reaction and John Farrell's post-game press conference. WB Mason Extra Innings Live. You can't go wrong when you buy right WB Mason. 2 outs in the 7th. A run in. Wilkin Ramirez swings away at the first pitch and fouls it off to the right. Ramirez is grounded out to second base and had an RBI single. Drove in the game's first run in the 5th inning. Now hitting at 360. Fly ball out to right field where Shane Victorino makes his way in and ends the inning. Home run for Ryan Domit. It's a 2-0 Twins lead. see what is going on with the Bruins up in Toronto. It sure will be an interesting offseason for the Celtics. We look forward to Ness and Daly later on. Aaron Hicks in the game in center field as Welkin Ramirez leaves the game, and it is Dustin Pedroia to lead it off. He takes a pitch up and away for ball one. Red Sox have work to do, trailing 2-0 as they bat here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Scott Diamond back on the mound again. His 83rd pitch is in there for strike one. Pedroia down the right field line. Parmalee headed over towards the warning track to make the catch. First out of the bottom of the 7th inning.
You know, you watch Diamond in this inning, I mean in this ball game, and it's not overpowering stuff that he's featuring here tonight, but he's moving the ball around nicely, changing speeds, throwing that slider every once in a while. Mostly fastballs in and out.
Your Eastern Mass Lexus dealers bring you the pitching line for Scott Diamond. 6 1/3, 3 hits, no runs. Hasn't walked anybody and struck out 2. Came in with a record of 2-2 and a 3.97 earned run average. And has 1 out in the 7th inning as David Ortiz bats and takes a pitch high, apparently for ball one. David has one of the 3 Boston hits on the night. He singled in the 2nd inning and grounded out in the 4th. On the ground is short again. Carroll on the left side of the infield, not the full shift on, and it's worked out a couple of times tonight for the Twins. Well, throughout the year, thanks to H.B. Hood, we'll be telling you about the good stories from Red Sox Foundation, the Jimmy Fund, Red Sox Scholars presented by Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the RBI League, the Dimmick Center, and the Home Base Program, and more. All of them great stories. "14 in a row retired by Scott Diamond. 2 down here in the 7th. And Mike Napoli is the batter. Red Sox last base runner was in the 3rd inning, a single by Stephen Drew. He has 2 outs in the 7th. Napoli 0 for 2 in the game tonight. Craig Breslow in the bullpen for Boston. As Dempster through the first 7 has thrown 103 pitches. Napoli with a swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Scott Diamond, 25 years old. His 2-2 pitch. Too far inside, full count. Last year a 12-game winner for the Twins, 12-9 in 27 starts for Minnesota. 2011 his major league debut. 1-5 for the Twins in 7 starts. Napoli fouling it back.
Even on the 3-2 pitch that time, not down the middle of the plate, the outside part of the plate, outside corner for the foul ball.
Payoff pitch. And another foul back to the screen. They got through the 7th inning 13 times last year. of the 27 starts he's made, and this season is yet to do it. He has 2 outs in the 7th here. Rick Anderson, his pitching coach, looking on. Napoli fouls it back again.
Couple of sliders to Napoli on the 3-2 count.
Ninth pitch of the at-bat coming up. And it's on the ground on a couple of hops to Carroll at short. Napoli's gone, and so are the Red Sox in the 7th. We head to the 8th. Minnesota on top 2-0. Twins have the lead over the Red Sox as Ryan Dempster returns to the mound. That's pitch 104 of the night for Dempster. Number 9 man on the Twins order, Brian Dozier. His ticket brings us the pitching line for Dempster. Just misses outside. 2-0. Dempster wanted that. Been an 8 strikeout game for Dempster. He's walked only 1, and in the midst of a meeting with himself behind the mound right now.
And he's still wondering where that last pitch was.
You think that's what the meeting's about?
I think that's what the meeting in the midst of a meeting with himself is all about. Yes.
That'll drop in there for a strike. 2-1. Dozier to strike out twice, once looking in the 3rd, swinging in the 5th. Red Sox still have Craig Breslow in the bullpen. He'd been warming up last inning. He's ready. On the ground down the 3rd baseline. Siriaco knocks it down but has no play. And reaching at first base to be Dozier. They charged Siriaco with an error.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to be a little bit too quick on this, knowing the ball was to his right. Ball bounces up and doesn't get in that webbing of the glove. It bounces off the top of it. And from that point, no play at all. I'll see how the Twins play this right now. See if they attempt to sacrifice a man in a scoring position.
in a very close ball game late in the game.
Who's squaring as the pitch misses down low. .76 career sacrifices for Carroll. Does not have one so far this season for the Twins.
You could do a number of things here. You could switch off to the hit and run, stay with the bunt.
Taken off and grounding underneath the glove of Siriaco at third. Is Carroll, so heading to third is Dozier. And what likely will be another error for Siriaco at third base. 2 in the inning.
Yeah, very tough inning going here for Siriaco in a close ball game. The runner is off at first base. It was a hit and run. You can see Siriaco clearly take his eye off the baseball before watching it in the glove.
First and third, nobody out, and that'll be the night for Ryan Dempster. Craig Breslow is coming in with Joe Mauer, the next batter for the Twins. The pitching change from Fenway Park with the Twins on top 2-0 and looking for more as Dempster walks off. Comcast, Xfinity, the future of awesome. Well, San Jose looks to become the first team to advance to the second round of the playoffs. They host Vancouver tonight with a 3-0 series lead. The Canadiens and Senators resume their series tonight in Ottawa after amassing 210 penalty minutes in the third period of Sunday's Game 3, won by the Suns to take a 2-1 series lead. And the league announced that Dodger Stadium will host an outdoor game between the Kings and Ducks on January 25th of next year. There's a swing and a miss for Joe Mauer. It's called to the bullpen on Nesson is brought to you by New England Ford dealers. And Craig Breslow into his second game. First one he went an inning, giving up no runs, no hits, no walks, and a K. 12 pitches for the veteran left-hander. Comes in here with runners at first and third, dealing with Joe Mauer. And an 0-1 from Mauer. He is down the left field line, a fair ball to the corner. Scoring from third is Dozier. Carroll will go to third and stop there in an RBI double by Joe Mauer that has the Twins on top 3-0.
Now, we talked in the last at bat how tough Mauer is because he uses the whole field. This time against the left-handed Breslow, just slices it down that left field line into the corner. A run comes in, a 3-0 ball game, still nobody out, and 2 men in scoring position.
So the infield in all the way around now for the Red Sox with nobody out in the inning. And the Twins adding on to their lead. That run is charged to Ryan Dempster, who's still responsible for Jamie Carroll, who's at third base. Josh Willingham has struck out, walked, and grounded out. He'll foul it off to the right, out of play. Two costly errors in this inning by Pedro Siriaco, who took over for Will Middlebrooks. Incidentally, the Red Sox announcing Middlebrooks left the game with right side pain as a result of the collision with David Ross earlier in the game in foul ground.
Now, if that's the case, you would have to be concerned about the ribs.
Two-one to Willingham. And a swing and a miss. 2-2. Breslow pitched a perfect 8th inning with a strikeout in his debut against the Twins last night. Dating back to last year now, 11 consecutive scoreless appearances over 10 innings. Also began the year on the 15-day DL with the left shoulder tendonitis. On the ground and a foul ball. Very close. And the call made by the third base umpire, Corey Blazer.
That's about as close as you can get down that third base line.
Wow.
Ooh.
I'm not so sure he's right.
I'm not so sure either. I think the Red Sox caught a break right there.
Ron Gardenhire not arguing, nor did the third base coach. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Third base coach did point, though, in the fair territory.
Full count now. The game summary is brought to you by Xfinity from Comcast. The Diamond has been terrific tonight for the Twins in a 7-inning effort so far. Has not allowed a run. Mauer now 2 for 4 with an RBI and a double. Dempster leaving the game so far charged with 3 runs, responsible for Carroll at third base, and injuries to Ross and Middlebrooks on the same play as they collide. Didn't go, and that is ball 4 to Josh Willingham. So a double and a walk given up by Breslow since coming into the game.
Tries the changeup right here and no swing. The ball just missing the outside corner. The Amica Insurance is the proud sponsor of the Amica Pit Zone.
So bases now loaded for the Twins with nobody out here in the top half of the 8th inning. They've already got a run in. And Justin Morneau, the batter, singled in the 2nd inning, bounced into a 1-6-3 double play in the 4th, and then struck out looking in the 6th inning. Dempster did have 8 Ks in the game, but he departs on the hook. Dempster coming into the game with a record of 2-2. Infield in all the way around as Morneau takes ball 1. Ryan Dempster looking on to see what happens in the remainder of this inning as Breslow has come in to replace him, giving up a double and a walk so far. Morneau Rizzo 3 for 3 this season with the bases loaded, 313 in his career. Former AL MVP takes a pitch inside, 2-0. Laced foul down the right field line. Right into Canvas Alley. Josh Renicky is up in the pen for Minnesota now, right-hander. The starter for the Twins, Scott Diamond, has gone the first 7 innings and thrown 96 pitches. Talking with Rick Anderson, his pitching coach, right now. Inside, ball 3, and no place to put Morneau. Carroll at third, Mauer at second, Willingham at first, nobody out. And a ground ball through the right side into right field, a base hit. Carroll will score. They will stop Mauer, but another run in for Minnesota, and the Twins take a 4-0 lead. Morneau with an RBI single.
Hitters love to hit with the infield in, and that's the reason why. Obviously, the range is decreased. But you have to play the infield in at this stage of the game with the score the way it is. And Mauer just finds room to the left of Dustin Pedroia. He dives, cannot knock it down, and another run comes in. See how Dustin gets ready for a pitch there, the way he jumps and then gets into a fielding position.
4 runs given up by Dempster. 2 of them are earned. 2 errors committed in the inning by Siriaco. As now Plouffe drives one into left for a base hit. Mauer will score, and it's now 5-0 Minnesota. Well, the Twins offense was not really clicking this season. It's clicking right now.
That certainly is, and this has been a tough inning for Breslow since coming in. The double by Mauer to drive in a run, the single by Morneau to drive in a run, and now the single by Trevor Plouffe to drive in a run, and that's going to be it for Breslow in this one.
So a good outing last night for Breslow. Tonight does not have the same result. Red Sox still don't have an out here in the 8th. Alex Wilson will try to get some as he comes in. It's 5-0 Minnesota. you know about the day in Boston sports. Dale Arnold and Jamison Coyle will be on hand with a preview. Bruins Leaf Game 4, including player reaction, plus Nalco and Brick from Toronto. WEI's Mike Salk and Mike Manansky will go head-to-head in our two sides debate, plus more post-game reaction and analysis from tonight's Sox-Twins game. All that and more tonight following our Red Sox coverage on NESN Daily. There's a grounder to first. Napoli's coming home for one. Return throw to first is going to get through. And coming plateward and getting there safely is Morneau.
And Napoli's going to complain that the runner was inside the white line going down to first base. And that's what John Farrell's going to question right now. Take another look at the runner. Doom it, see if he's inside that white line. If he is, he should be called out. But to me, it looks like he's pretty much on the line. Take one more look down that first base line. Where is he? Just inside the line. Very close call right there. And through the legs of Napoli after that. And I think what Farrell wants to do is have that home plate umpire talk to the first base umpire, see if they can get on the same page.
So far, Jeff Nelson has not gone to Ed Hickox, who is the first base umpire, who's watching it all, taking it all in. As it stands right now, Twins have got another run and lead it 6-0. Fielder's choice, no RBI, an error charge to Saltalamacchia on the throw. So for the Red Sox, that'll be their third miscue of the inning. And Farrell's continuing to debate this.
And it looks like he wants to get run on this. It does. He's kind of building up to that.
So far, Jeff Nelson's not going to give him the benefit. Chris Parmelee with runners at first and third. It has been a 4-run inning for the Minnesota Twins so far. They lead it 6-0. That run is charged to Breslow. So far has been charged with 2. Parmelee takes a hack and fouls it back. The Coors Light Refresherator in from the Red Sox bullpen is Alex Wilson. His 10th appearance, no record of 1.86 earned run average. Well, it's hitting at 308 against Wilson.
It's like Saltalamacchia now and Nelson getting into it a little bit at home plate.
Well, you better be careful and not get thrown out. Red Sox don't have another catcher right now.
Somebody's going to go, I think.
Mike Napoli may be wearing some catcher's gear soon as Farrell's coming back out.
Now, Saltalamacchia is not saying anything, but I don't think Farrell likes the way that the umpire is trying to bait Saltalamacchia.
I think John's going to go this time. What do you think?
I gotta go. You gotta go. Why not? Say the magic word. You're gone.
That's pretty unusual to have 2 conversations about the same play and not get run.
Yeah, that is. That's really hard to do. That's keeping your composure pretty good, because I know I'd have been gone a long, long time ago.
So there we go. The 1 pitch is in the air to left field. Gomes started back, now comes in. Out goes Drew, but it'll be Gomes. He makes the catch, and that is out number 2 of the inning. We'll stay with Nesson after the game for WB Mason Extra Innings Live. Tim Wakefield in studio. They'll break down tonight's action along with clubhouse reaction and John Farrell's post-game press conference. WB Mason Extra Innings Live. Can't go wrong when you buy right. WB Mason. Here is Aaron Hicks to bat for the first time tonight. Took over defensively last inning in center field for Wilkin Ramirez, who tonight was 1 for 3 with an RBI single prior to the defensive change for Ron Gardenhire. This is lined to short. Drew will make the catch and end the inning, but a tough inning for the Red Sox. 3 innings later and 4 runs later for the Twins. They lead at 6-0. By Southwest Airlines, Toyota's official site for deals via Toyota.com, and your New England Subaru dealers. Well, it is now 6-0. The complexion of this one has changed in a hurry as we send it down to Jenny Dell.
Don, we asked fans at home if they were the manager of the Boston Red Sox, who they would put in the closer's role, and here are some of our best answers brought to you by AT&T. I'm Not Bamber said, I was thinking earlier this season that Tazawa has what it takes. Hopefully he can prove me right. Dave believes Tazawa is the right choice, strictly because John Farrell says he's the right choice. And also, I'd put in Koji Uehara due to his experience, confidence, and great fastball. Jerry, who would you put in?
I agree with the first two, and the only reason I don't agree with the Uehara one is because of the fact that, you can't really use him in back-to-back days. That they tried to stay away from that, so keep the wear and tear from his arm. And actually, Tazawa has the better fastball. Tazawa can get up to 95, 96 with it. But Uehara's fastball is about 89 to 90, but he has a great split-fingered fastball. So I would go with answer number 1 and number 2.
Johnny Gomes leading it off here in the bottom of the 8th. Takes a swing here at the 0-1 pitch, and it's to shallow center. Hicks came on late, but makes the running catch. S&S Express are proud sponsors of the Red Sox and the Red Sox on Nesson during the 2013 season. Hess and Hess Express will donate $500 to the Pediatric Trauma Program at Boston's Children's Hospital for every home run hit by the Red Sox. To date, $18,000 has been donated. Hess and Hess Express committed to helping the cause. One out in the eighth. A tough inning defensively for Pedro Siriaco. He commits 2 of the 3 errors made in the top of the 8th inning by the Red Sox. And now bats as he takes the strike. The pitcher for the Twins, incidentally, is Josh Renicky. Comes into the game here in the 8th. His 11th appearance, 1-0 with a 1.29 earned run average. 0-2 the count. Nice job by Scott Diamond, the starter tonight for the Twins. 7 shutout innings, 3 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. As Siriaco strikes out, 2 down in the 8th.
Steady diet of breaking balls that time. A curveball hit of Siriaco to put him away. Amica Insurance, the proud sponsor of the Amica Pit Zone.
2 down in the 8th, and for Twins pitching, that is 17 in a row retired. Before Diamond left, he had retired 15 batters in a row. Here is Stephen Drew. You know, Jerry, looking back over the numbers, I can't think of another pitcher who has had as much success in blanking the Red Sox so far this season. 7 innings pitched, no runs, just 3 hits.
I agree. And you know, when you watched it, I mean, it wasn't dazzling by any means, but it was, you know, certainly a good performance. In and out with his fastball and keeping players off balance.
He ends up retiring, as I mentioned, 1.15 Red Sox in a row. To short. Carroll will fire to first for the out that ends the inning. A 1-2-3-8 as we head to the 9th. 6-0 Minnesota. And Dempster's start against the Twins and preview game 4 between the Bruins and the Maple Leafs in Toronto. All begins at 6 a.m. here on Nesson and 93.7 WEEI FM. 9th inning back at Fenway, 6-0 Twins on top. Alex Wilson back on the mound for Boston, and misses with ball 1. Brian Dozier leading it off as he did in the 8th. Reached on an error committed by Siriaco at third base, the first of 2 Committed by the Red Sox third baseman. Fouled off to the right, 2-1. Covidien, delivering innovative healthcare products across the globe, is a proud sponsor of the Red Sox Foundation. Over the outside corner for strike 2. So far, Wilson has not been charged with a run. He allowed a couple of inherited runners to score. Dempster charged with 4 runs. 2 of them are earned. Craig Breslow did not record an out. Gave up 3 hits and 2 runs of his own. 1 of the 2 earned. This one fouled off to our right, and it's still 2-2. And a foul ball again to the right. Gulf Oil is proud to be the official electricity provider of the Boston Red Sox. Two balls, 2 strikes to Brian Dozier, leading it off here in the top of the 9th. And that is strike 3. Wilson picks up his first strikeout, 1 down in the 9th. It's the 9th strikeout for Red Sox pitching tonight. Dozier says some stuff to Jeff Nelson.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily the last pitch that bothered him so much. There was one earlier in the count that he was called a strike that appeared to be outside. But Dozier's certainly not happy as he's making his way back to the dugout. I think the one he was complaining about the most was that 4th pitch. That 4th pitch was called a strike and appeared to be a bit outside. Amica Insurance is the proud sponsor of the Amica Pitch Zone.
Jamie Carroll now bats with 1 out in the 9th inning. On the ground to short. Drew slides to his right and throws out Carroll. 2 down in the 9th. Tune in to NESN tomorrow night starting at 6 for more Stanley Cup playoff coverage as the Bruins and Maple Leafs face off in Game 4 of their first round series. Bruins are looking to take both games in Toronto in hopes of ending the series here in Boston on Friday night. The Bruins on NESN. The Sox on NESN Plus. Don't miss all the action tomorrow. 2 down in the 9th inning. Joe Mauer, the batter. Now with a single and a double and a run driven in a 2-for-4 night. Strike 1, 1-1. Ryan Dempster, the pitcher of record right now for the Red Sox. Dempster came in at 2-2 into tonight's game. Pitch well, did not get any run support tonight. As Wilson falls behind 2-1. Too far inside, 3-1. Left-handed batters hitting at 174 against Wilson so far as Joe Mauer, not your average left-handed hitter. 3-1. He is going to miss for ball 4. It's a 2-out walk, and first walk given up by Wilson. It's the third given up by Red Sox pitching tonight. Josh Willingham, the batter. He has walked twice in the game. Struck out and grounded out. He'll check. He didn't go. Wilson falling behind 2-0. He just walked Mauer. Now he's 2-0 to Willingham. Fly ball to right center field shallow. Ellsbury moving in. And Jacoby will put it away as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Red Sox have work to do. Six nothing Twins on top of the Red Sox as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. And Jared Saltalamacchia takes ball 1 outside. His first at bat was the 6th inning. He struck out. As he takes a pitch high for ball 2. David Ross started the game left with a quad problem. Josh Renicky back on the mound for Minnesota. Retired the side in order in the 8th. Well, fly ball hit to deep left field for Saltalamacchia, and that ball is gone to the back of the monster seats, and the Red Sox will get on the board.
Well, Saltalamacchia is showing some opposite field power that time. Gets a fastball away from Renicky and goes with it. The ball was down just about belt high. And Saltalamacchia up in the monster seats for the home run. So the Red Sox finally put a point on the board tonight.
Pitch is going to miss, ball 1 to Jacoby Ellsbury. S&S Express are donating $500 to the Pediatric Trauma Program at Boston Children's Hospital for every Red Sox home run hit this season. Sox have now hit 36. Ellsbury 1 for 3 tonight. This one fouled off to the left. Now 4 home runs for Saltalamacchia now. 3 of them have come right here at Fenway Park.
So the Red Sox have a total of 7 home runs out of their catches. Saltalamacchia and 3 by David Ross.
Just inside, 3-1. Five-run lead, and somehow Ron Gardner does not look comfortable at the moment. 3-1. He's going to bounce in, ball 4, and Ellsbury down to first base. Home run and a walk to begin the 9th inning. Nobody warming in the pen right now for the Twins. Rick Anderson headed out. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, never forgets that before you're a patient, you're a person. Beth Israel Deaconess, human first. Learn more at bidmc.org/human first. Well, 1-2-3 8th inning for Josh Renicky on a flyout, strikeout, and a groundout. But here in the 9th, a home run for Saltalamacchia, walk for Ellsbury, still nobody out. And Shane Victorino coming up. Victorino 0 for 3. He's flat out to center, grounded out to first, and flat out to left. There's strike 1. The closer is now up for the Twins. Glenn Perkins starting to warm up. Victorino grounds one to first. Morneau was the second for one, back to first. It is a double play. Bang bang play at first, but the Twins are able to turn it. The second double play of the contest, and Victorino says some things to Ed Hickox.
Well played here by the first baseman, Justin Morneau. As he spins, makes that throw to second base. A very good throw, one that could be released quickly back to first base. And I don't know about that call at first. That was very close. The return throw from Carroll. Does Victorino beat it? Looked like he was by the bag.
Dustin Pedroia standing in, taking ball 1. Get a better look here. He's safe. Fly ball foul down the right field line. Pedroia, after the 3-hit game last night, 0 for 3 in the game tonight. Up high, ball 3. David Ortiz waiting on deck with 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Twins on top 6-1. And Pedroia takes ball 4. The second walk given up by Renicky. Working with a 5-run lead. David Ortiz 1 for 3 on the night. Single back in the 2nd inning. Ball one. 24 pitches for Renicky, 12 balls, 12 strikes. Ortiz to center field. Hicks going back. He'll get there, make the catch as the Twins take game 2 of the series. Red Sox get a run in the 9th inning, but it is the Minnesota comes away with a 6-1 win as the Red Sox drop this one tonight from Fenway. We send it to Tom Caron.